Hey, Jonathan, what's going on, man? We're just gonna wait a couple more minutes just to see if anyone else joins. You there, Jonathan?
Hello, Michael.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Hey, yeah.
I don't know.
Sorry.
This is strange, man. I don't know where everyone's at. Yeah, I mean, we're just gonna wait and see a little bit if no one joins. I'm not sure what to do. I mean, you can always stay and you can listen to a couple of our calls, or we could do whatever. It's up to you, man. But I don't know what the whole
Uh,
purpose will be with only one person, right?
Yeah, I could listen to some of the calls, but yeah, I just actually came in. I just wanted to listen to what the discussions are.
Yeah, I don't know how many discussions there will be today, man. Unfortunately, where are you located?
Oh, Providence.
Oh, cool. Yeah, we're in good old New York, man. Usually we got about, I mean, have you been in here before? Usually we have about, 10, 15, 20 people.
It's actually my first time.
Oh, it is. Oh man. I'm sorry, man. Usually there's a lot more people in here.
Yeah, this is bizarre.
Yeah, we'll give it a couple more minutes. If not, we'll see what happens here, man. Jonathan, you there, man?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, cool. Yeah, I was thinking, well, what we were gonna do today. If there was more people here, I was just gonna play a an expired call that I got yesterday, just because I know we're starting to see a lot more of those leads come up now. Have you ever called an expired, or are you a fairly new agent? You were saying, or are you just fairly new to this
Uh,
training?
well, I'm actually fairly new to this training, but yeah, I've called expireds before.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I can play that one for you quick. It's only about a 4 minute call, but this was something that so we have in the background, we have like virtual ISAs that kind of just uh, preheat the leads for us, make sure they're actual real numbers, and make sure they're
Mhm.
actual real contacts and the addresses are correct, pretty much. So then we go in and actually call them, knowing that they're it's a real person on the other line, right? So yeah, I'll play that one for you quick, man, if you want to hear that, and then if nobody comes in, we can just have a little discussion about it, and then we'll go from
Yeah,
there.
sure. Thanks, Michael.
Yeah, no problem. All right, let me know if you guys can hear this.
Hello.
You good?
Yep,
Hello,
we're good.
Mike. I was trying to reach George.
Yeah, this is George.
All right, great. Yeah, it was to give you a follow-up call, George. You spoke with one of my associates yesterday about your property, 128 Gray Street, I believe.
Uh, oh, that was last week sometime. Yeah, okay.
Oh, it was last week. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was a couple days ago. But okay. Yeah, I was just calling because you said that you used to have that for sale, correct?
Yes, I did.
Okay, great. Yeah, I was just calling to get a little bit more information about that. I saw you had it listed. Was that back in October, I believe?
Right, right. I never ended up getting an offer that I would accept, so I ended up running it.
Oh, okay. So it didn't have really anything to do with your agent per se, or that they didn't do enough to get the job done, or was it something along those lines?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just, it
Just the
might have
timing
been
of
the
it.
timing of it. I mean, I rented it for $1,200 a month, so,
Oh, okay.
it's,
I see.
yeah.
And I know it was a couple months ago, and I mean, I'm sure you've heard. I mean, the market it's starting to shift a little bit. It's kind of why I was reaching out, but it's still the 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom, correct?
Yes. Hmm.
Okay, awesome. And you had it up for, I believe it was around 129 or so, or 124.
Right.
Okay, gotcha. So I mean, you said you didn't really get a decent offer? That was the reason you took it off?
Right. The highest I got was it was close to 100,000 after everything, and I wasn't willing to sell it for that. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
gotcha.
I probably will do whatever I need to do in about 4 years when I sell everything. So,
Okay. Yeah, I was just going to ask you. So if you were able to, get, because we're actually, well, me personally, I'm sorry about that. For me personally, I'm not a realtor, but I do actually work with Amy Izzo's team with eXp Realty, and we're actually selling a lot of homes in the Michigan City area. As a matter of fact, the last couple of homes that we put under contract, she put them under contract, and they both sold for 30,000 over. So I was just going to ask you if you were able to, get above market offer. I mean, at least see what those numbers would look like. That would probably greatly influence if that was something to even entertain, correct?
yeah. Hmm.
Okay, so I mean, yeah, just based off what you were just telling me, George, I was just gonna recommend a conversation, just like a discovery conversation with my associate, Amy Izzo, just because the rep that she's built in the industry, her clients they're more likely to get that 3 to 6% back with her home selling about 2 to 3 times faster than the market average. And I was reaching out as well because I know she's gonna be out in the Michigan City area tomorrow as well as Friday. Would you typically be available in the afternoons or the evenings just to show her the property, George?
Well, there's somebody in there, but what I could do is show her around to the different places I have. I think I have 10 units on Grace Street.
Okay.
So,
Awesome.
if she's interested, we could drive around and I can show her what we're talking
Yeah.
about, how much rent is going for, and
Okay.
I mean, if something can be done, and she could tell me what I should expect based on
Right.
the condition of the place and what I'm getting for rent, and then we could
Then
kind of
go.
go from there.
All right. Yeah.
Friday would
Yeah.
be okay.
Friday. Okay. Cool. Yeah. And she could just meet you over there at the 128 Gray Street address to start, and then you guys can go from there. But I could do. Let's see. Friday. I could do 3 all the way up until 5. What time works better for you?
3 o'clock would be good.
3 o'clock. Okay. Awesome. Let's see here. In the email that I
And
have here,
gnjladon@gmail.com.
GNJ.
Yeah, G as in George, then AND, then J as in Jamie, and then my last name LEDONNE.
ONNE, and that's at gmail.com. All right, cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right, awesome. And so it's 3 o'clock on Friday. I'll pencil you in, George, and you'll be meeting with Amy Izzo with eXp Realty. And all we ask, George, is when you do meet with Amy, and you feel like the numbers make sense, and you feel like it'll benefit both parties to work together. Maybe that's this property, maybe it's a couple other properties, or if you do like what she has to say, all we ask that you just keep an open mind to listing the property with Amy. Does that sound fair enough, George?
Uh-huh.
All right. All right, George, sounds good. It's a pleasure speaking with you, sir. We'll see you at 3 o'clock on Friday.
Okay, sounds good. Okay.
You got it. Bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, hello.
All right. So that was expired. I haven't got one of those in a while. It's been a while since we've talked to the expired, because it just seems like those are extinct nowadays, right? But yeah. So I mean, what'd you think about that call, man? I'd love to hear your feedback. You said you called up one your time, right?
Oh yeah. I don't usually call expireds because, as you mentioned, they don't really come around that often.
Right.
There, I mean, I have like 1, 2 in a day, but it's not often that I get to speak with someone. Like, say, for example, last week I had this. I spoke to an expired, so the owner didn't know that his listing expired, and I I am not really sure how long it has been expired. So he wasn't informed by his agent, but I still lost that lead, because what once he found out that it was expired, he called his agent and he ended
Right.
up relisting with the same agent.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's kind of why that's how I like to attack the expired, just because I kind of just like to bring that pain on, because they got to be expired for some reason, right? And
Hmm.
usually the talk track goes along the lines of, from what I've found out in my experience, is about 90% of the time it's because they had a terrible time with their agent, or right, just threw a sign in the yard, the typical agent stuff. So that they
Hmm.
don't follow up with. So I figured that's why I tried to get it out of them. And it was just strange to me why it didn't sell, just because of the timing. I mean, it was a decent house, but I kind of had a feeling he was going to say that the more the conversation went on. But
Hmm. Yeah.
yeah, that's so especially with expireds, usually when they do have a terrible time, I just try to keep asking question after question, to try and keep control of the conversation. Because at the end of the day, when you stop asking questions, it kind of gives them a chance to, back out, if you will. But I mean, yeah, that's kind of why I got excited when I saw that lead pop up, because I was like, I don't really talk to these that often. But yeah, I know, Paul, that was the second time you heard that one, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
what I liked about it was the fact that it was time, man. It was you got to everything to the point quick, and it was. I don't think that call was what more than 6 minutes.
Yeah, it was like just under 5.
Yeah, that's even better. Like it just was to the point. Everything was to the concise and to the point, and you hit all the bullet points, and there was no nothing. And I guess that's the way a call is supposed to go, especially if
Right.
you've got the opportunity right there. So many times we talk ourselves out of an opportunity, and all you did was just follow the bullet points and close out. That's it.
Yeah, that's another thing. Obviously, I know you like doing it too, Paul, is bringing up, because even if it is expired, I like to bring up, like, I kind of try to make it seem like, build that urgency as to, the market is kind of shifting, whether it is or isn't. or just because they might not even be up to date on the market still, of what's currently going on. Or I just like to talk about their property to see if they've done any changes since then, because that could obviously, clearly, they could fluctuate the price. And I know that Paul likes to do that too, because if you can get them talking about the home, everyone likes to talk about their home, right?
Everyone knows.
Every, yeah, everyone does, or especially if you get the point across as to why they actually were even considering selling in the first place, which I found out I didn't even have to ask. He just has a ton of rental properties that he was trying to sell. So, but yeah, I mean, you got any other questions about that college, Jonathan, or no?
No, it was good. It was good.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really have too much planned for today. Once I saw that there was only that it was just us three in here, but I mean, we can go over other things. I mean, is there anything that you're coming across in your calls when you're making calls, or are you not doing that much prospecting on your own? Like, what's your current situation?
Well, usually, I'm sorry, my throat is a bit sore, so I'm
It's
having a
all
hard
right.
time talking. So, well, usually, the day that's the usual thing that I do. Is to I just check on the list that comes in. If we have new expireds, if there are, I call them. Then just follow up on old leads. That's that's how my day goes. So
Okay,
not much
cool.
action.
Okay, and how long do you usually, prospect for in a day? Like a couple hours or so?
Yeah, a couple of hours.
Okay. And what kind of leads are you calling on?
Well, I have this. I'm registered to this sites like uh, Ideal Agent. We have Ideal Agent. We have Fast Expert. We have Upnest. So we handle pre-qualified leads. So
Oh, okay,
not
gotcha.
not much of prospecting, but
Okay, so they're almost in essence is kind of how that lead was, right? It's already kind of pre-qualified and warmed up for you, right?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, gotcha. So are you calling? Do you ever call any like I don't know anything out of the blue like for sale by owners or any Z buyers or anything like that? I mean, those are
Oh, I
pretty much
have
C
C
buyers.
buyers as well.
Okay,
Mhm.
cool.
Well, the last appointment that I set today was from Z buyer. So
Nice. Okay, yeah, I was just gonna ask you. So, how often do you call Z buyers? Is that like, are you guys give us like a subscription or a payment plan with them, or you
yeah,
guys
we
got
have
them
a
flowing in?
subscription.
Coul. I know because that's been one of the big topics we've been talking about in this training for the past like
Mhm.
couple months or so is buyers because they seem to be. I mean, I've heard a lot of people that have success with them.
Well, the success or regarding success rate with Z buyer, it's like one out of 10 leads. So
Right.
most of the leads that I talk to from Z buyer, they're not even aware that someone's gonna call them. So they were expecting that they'll receive an email talking about how much the property is gonna be if someone buys it in cash, but
Right.
they were never informed that someone's gonna call them or a couple of agents will call them. So that's a bad side from Z buyer. But I mean, if you get the right one, we had a couple of closings from Z buyer. So
Right. And I know because it's funny that you said that because, yeah, you're right. A lot of people, like I've heard people, I know I've said this before, but I've heard people say, I expected just the value of my home to pop up on the screen, right? After I put it in, or, they just want to cash offer, like you said. So obviously the main goal of a Z buyer is to, kind of devaluate the cash offer, right?
mm,
And make them realize that maybe I could get the most out of the property by having someone come over and see it and getting a proper home assessment. So that's
yeah.
obviously that's obviously the goal. So I was just wondering, do you have like a certain talk track that you try to use to persuade them away from the cash offer, or did you just roll with it how it is?
Well, our team, I work with the Matt Patty team. So we Matt also purchases properties. So
Oh,
or
okay.
our broker also purchases properties. So um, if the owner decides to sell it or wants a cash offer or wants to list it, either way, it works for us.
Okay, so you don't have to worry really about devaluing it. If it just works out, you'll just buy the property, right?
Yeah, yeah. But the main focus is to um agree for them to meet. So that's the hard part though from Z buyer, because as I mentioned earlier, they never really expected that someone's gonna call them. So
Yeah, and they don't. Yeah, kind of like you said earlier, they don't expect it when they're going to get a ton of calls from agents because it's not just going to one agent, right? It's
yeah,
going to a
it
ton of
goes
them.
out to everybody.
Yeah, the way that's designed, it's designed by zip codes, right? Like you can enter in a zip code and
Yeah.
or counties or whatever it may be, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. All right, and yeah, I mean, there's obviously certain talk tracks you can do because there's always with a Z buyer, I always feel like they're on the fence, right? Like
Uh-huh.
they're never gonna just be like, yeah, sure, come over, I'll sign right now. It's always gonna take some a little bit of persuasion to get them off that fence. So that's just kind of the way that I approach Z buyers. I always really approach them with the mindset that like, all right, like it's never gonna be set in stone. They're obviously gonna be a little bit on edge about what they want to do, right? Because they were just
Mhm.
trying. Because you probably hear that a lot, right? Like, oh, I just wanted to see what my home was worth,
Yeah, a lot.
things like that. Yeah. So, I mean, I know I have a couple different talk tracks that I use. I know Paul has a couple different, but one that I like to use is like, once you start to build up the market, I always just like to say, well, I mean, I got to ask you, Paul, I mean, at least having those numbers in front of you would only greatly influence if that was even something that you decided to do sooner rather than later, correct? And I mean, at the end of the day, if you're able to put this home into a similar situation as those other homes, that are selling way above asking price, and you're able to get down to Florida to be closer to your family, I mean, it doesn't really matter who sells the property at that point, right? So I kind of, and that obviously just comes with finding out their pain and motivation, which comes from the beginning of the call by asking, what was the reason you were thinking about selling it in the first place? Or what was the reason you were thinking about getting a home assessment done or getting a cash offer in the first place, right? Because that's obviously the main thing, right? Is to find out their pain and motivation, right? But I mean, Paul, do you have any other things that you like to say in those situations? I know that you call out a Z buyer sometimes.
Yeah. With the Z buyers, you do run into a lot of what you said earlier, Jonathan, about them not expecting a phone call. And it can be a little frustrating when they're doing that. One of the things that I like to try to do is I try to say, hey, listen, they always say everything has a price, and let me ask you this: if you got a price that you saw, what would you do with that if you were able to get it? Or did you have a plan if you got a certain price? You're like, well, you know what? I'm
Right.
going to sell this here. They say everything has a price. So that's one of the things I try to hit them with, if they're saying, hey, I just wanted a number, or I just thought, a number was going to pop up on the screen. I really don't have any interest in selling, but, but there's a number.
Oh, yeah,
There's a
that's all it
number.
is.
There's always a number. Everyone says, hey, everyone has a price. So if that number came up, what would you do? and and if you can at least get them start talking about like, hey, well, it is a little too big, or A, it's a little too small, or B, it's, we kind of want to move to another, state or city, or we just, we don't like our neighbors. They'll tell you something, and it's just something that you can actually use to your advantage.
Oh yeah, that's usually found out at the beginning of the call, right? When you're asking them their true motivation as to why they're even considering it in the first place, which is when you can tie it all back together at the end of the tie down before you're actually going for the close. That's actually my favorite part of the entire call. But we got Vanessa on here. What's up, Vanessa?
Hey guys, I'm good. How's everyone?
Good, good. It sounds like you're driving right now. Are you on your phone?
No, my heater's just really loud.
It's on the
Okay.
Grand Island Bridge.
Right? Yeah, that's it.
That 50-cent toll. Oh, they took those out. Those booths out. I keep forgetting that.
Yep. Also,
Are we all like no video?
I don't. I mean, it was just me, Paul, and Jonathan in here until like 1:30, and then I don't know what everyone's been up to today, but usually we got about 15, 20 people in here.
That's what I thought.
yeah.
Been trying to keep up, but hey.
Yeah, I just played a expired call for Jonathan and Paul, but and then we just kind of went over it. Now we're just going over Z buyers, just talking about. Because I know Jonathan said that he's been calling some of those leads, and I know you're probably calling those leads still, right?
Yeah, I still got them. They're harder to come by though. Um, I don't get the emails automatically, so I gotta kind of dig for them now.
And you still have a bunch in your marketing hub line desk account, right? Or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think I can still access them. It's just they used to come like straight to my email, and I gotta go look them up. And
Gotcha. And I know, did you guys ever get that link? I don't know if you guys were in here a couple weeks ago, but we did. I know Lehman sent out the agent prospecting playbook link that he created that we've been using. He just switched the ISA one to this. Let me see if I can find it. I'll send it to you guys. You guys can see the actual Z buyer script. But you probably have one already, don't you, Vanessa, or
I've
no?
got a couple scripts. I don't know if it's the most current one that you guys are using, but
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
always
here it
good.
is. Here it
Get
is.
up
Here's
to
the yeah, let me just see, and then you guys can check it out and see what you think. So he just kind of switched it, obviously, from I'm calling on behalf of to, using your own name. Let me see here. Sure, I'll copy this link. I'll drop it in the message so you guys can check it out.
That's great. Thanks.
Yeah, and then you can go down to, you can read it. We can even go through it if you want. It's over. Let's see. Where's the agent? Yeah, you can just see the tabs. It should be like about halfway down on the left. I know that we've gotten a lot of decent feedback on this agent one that we switched around. A lot of people seem to like it. Yeah, it does. It sounds like you're on a runway right now.
Sorry, guys.
No, I'm just kidding. It's not that bad. I'm just kidding.
It is bad. I'm looking for a Z buyer.
There's obviously other questions you can throw into this. I mean, obviously it's all just based on how the call goes, because not all calls are the same, right? I mean, I just like throwing in other discovery questions, like, talking about the home and whatnot. But
Awesome.
yeah, anyone want to give it a go? Me and Paul will be homeowners. You guys can test it out and see how it sounds. Oh, hey, what's up, Michelle?
Hey, Michelle.
Hi. I'm popping in for a few minutes because I'm like between webinars, but
yeah, we got a small group here today.
Yeah, cool. What are you guys role playing?
I just played a expired call at the beginning for the couple people that were in here, because I know we're starting to see a lot more, or not a lot, but a decent amount of those come back around. So I got an appointment yesterday, so I was just playing that. But yeah, but now we're on to I just sent out the actual agent prospecting playbook link. I put it in the chat. I don't know if you saw that, but we were just going to go over the Z buyers, because we switched it to the agent perspective, because obviously you guys are ISAs. So, but yeah, if anyone wants to be the agent, you guys can give it a go if you want.
Where are we? Like on the page, you said it was.
You can
There's
see the
about
tab
17 pages.
Yeah, it's on the far left. You should just be able to click on it to Z buyer cash offer script.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, I had to open that up. I'll give it a whirl. I haven't used this script in a while, so be a little rusty, but
that's fine. You got it. You got it in front of you. You're good.
Yep. Okay. Who's gonna be the homeowner?
Don't matter. Paul, you want to be the homeowner? You're usually a great homeowner.
Yeah, I'll play the role.
Awesome. Hi, is this the owner at 123 Main Street?
Yeah, this is him. Who's calling?
Oh, oh, great, great. This is Vanessa. Nice to meet you. Can I ask your name?
My name's Paul.
Okay, cool, Paul. Yeah, Vanessa with Real Estate Home Advisors here. Just reaching out. We saw that you had an inquiry online about seeing what your property value would be on the market and potentially getting a cash offer. So I'm just curious, have you already sold the property or were you still interested in a potential offer?
No, I mean to be totally honest, when I did this, I thought a number was just going to magically appear on the screen and just let me know what the price was. So I kind of was kind of taken back by the fact it didn't happen. I just had a whole bunch of realtors calling me. I'm assuming you're a realtor.
I am actually, yeah. And you know, we could definitely give you like a cookie cutter number, but that wouldn't really be doing you justice, you know, as far as getting you an accurate estimate of what the property could go for. And you know, I know you were looking around at cash offers versus market value, but let me ask you, are you in a situation that would require you to sell fast, or are you more interested in seeing the maximum value you can get for your property?
I mean, I was interested in a cash offer, but I mean, if there was never really any hurry to sell the property. It was just me trying to figure out what the numbers would actually look like.
Okay, yeah, yeah, that's the first step. And you know, the good news is, Paul, you could not have picked a better time to look into a property value, especially with homes that are moving in less than a week. We're getting multiple offers. Now, Paul, I work with tons of homeowners like yourself and specialize in maximizing property values through my marketing strategies. So let me ask you, if you were able to get an above market offer on your home, would you actually consider selling?
I mean, my wife and I have actually kicked the idea around. We're still definitely on the fence of it. Like I said, the main reason why we were doing this is because we at least really wanted to see what the numbers would be like to see if it would make it a little bit worthwhile to do it.
Okay, okay. I mean, this is a beautiful property. What got you interested in finding out your value in the first place?
Well, to be honest, it is like you said, it is a nice area here, and it is a beautiful home. The problem
Okay, yeah.
is there's just way too much area for us. You know, right now, of course, we got a lot of area to plow for snow and everything else, and then we've got four
Yeah, okay.
bedrooms here. That's way too many bedrooms in here. Um, the kitchen is large, and we like that, but we don't really need
Okay.
four rooms.
Okay, okay. So do you and your wife have any plans for if the property sells?
I beg your pardon, I didn't get that last part. Any plans for what?
Like you and your wife, like say you sold the property, do you have any plans for when you actually do decide to go ahead and sell it, whether that be
um
now or down the road?
well, if we did end up selling it, it would be a choice between either going down to Myrtle Beach, depending on when and where that happens, or just downsizing and staying local.
Okay. Nice. Okay. Okay. So, well, if I could show you a way that could give you an option to downsize, not have to worry about taking care of that great big property, you know, heating bills, everything that comes with it, or you know, just giving you that option to get down to Myrtle Beach. Like, who wouldn't want to be in Myrtle Beach right now, right?
Well,
If we
it's
could do
still it's still
that
about
for you,
40
and as well
degrees
as
there. We
maximize,
I checked the temperature. It's still about 40 degrees.
yeah.
Yes,
Okay. Okay.
but I would
You
still
know what?
go.
It's great to have options, though, right?
Right.
Okay. I think I would too, Paul. I think I would. And so if we could get you there, maximize the value of your home, and possibly get you multiple offers above asking price, that would be worth at least a conversation, right?
It would at least be worth a conversation. At least still worth seeing the numbers to see where we're going with this.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why you came on the website in the first place, right?
Right, right, right. Pretty much, pretty much.
To find out what the numbers are. Yeah, yeah. So what I am gonna do, I can stop out, just take a look at the property with you. That way, I can show you my full marketing plan, get how we can get maximum exposure on your property, and ultimately show you what it would look like, what you would walk away with if it sold. Um, and there's no strings attached. What we do is I'm going to be in your neighborhood anyway. Would later today be good for you, or would tomorrow work better?
Definitely tomorrow. It's a little bit short notice today for today.
Okay.
Tomorrow would definitely
And
be
is
better.
it okay? Are you typically better in the morning or the afternoon?
Afternoon, because I definitely will want my wife here for this, especially to hear everything. That's
Okay,
going
great,
on.
great. What time would she be home and both of you be together? Or you have just a
Do you have any availability around like 4 or 5?
I got a 4:30 and I got a 5:30, which works
Okay.
better for you.
5:30 is probably the best time.
Okay, Paul. So you know what? I'll dig through the numbers. I'll come out and just tell you what you would walk away with. If we put that house on the house on the market, and that way you can make a informed decision on how you want to proceed. And there's no strings attached. We just ask you that if you do think about selling, you keep an open mind to working with us here at RHA.
Okay. Yeah. I can
Would
do
that be something you might consider?
Yeah,
All right,
I
all
can-
right, cool. Well, it was great talking to you, Paul. And I'll see you and your wife tomorrow about 5:30.
Thank you.
All right, thanks,
All
Paul.
right.
Take care.
See you.
Nice, good job.
Thanks,
have you been
guys.
practicing?
Not a lot. I practice in real life, which is not the way to do it. But
That was good though. That was good.
I've been listening to you guys. Cool, thanks.
That was good.
It's nice when someone tells you what to say.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't bad for checking it out for the first time, right, on that script?
Right?
Yeah, especially when you got to do something you haven't really seen
Right.
before, and just like, hey, let's try to run through a script.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to be an ISA, so I kind of
yeah.
I smooth it over like I know what I'm talking about. But sometimes
There you go.
I get a little hang up.
Yeah, I thought so. Just some feedback, just based on, obviously, because I was like you said the first
Yeah.
time you checked out that
Please.
script. But I thought it was great when you were the way that it was flowing. Well, first of all, how do you feel about that question in the middle? I still don't know how I feel about that one where it says,
Which one?
no, it wasn't anything that you did. It was just the part of the script. Because when me and Lehman were making this, I was like, he said he really liked it. I mean, I guess it sounds good, but it just sounds kind of strange to me. So like, I know
Which
you're looking
one?
around.
What?
I know you were looking around at cash offers versus market value. And let me ask you, are you in a situation that would require you to sell fast, or are you more interested in seeing the maximum value of your property? Does that sound weird or no? Or is that just me thinking that?
I think it's
I
worded
think
a little.
it sounds like you know what you're. It is. It's wordy, but it makes you sound like you know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like
that's true.
they say it's so important to ask the right questions, and I'm like, well, what's the right? What's the right?
Yeah, exactly.
Because if you ask the right questions, like, oh yeah, this guy knows this stuff. So I mean, I think it helps them organize their thoughts too, because people usually have everything, just kind of clumped together. Yeah, I like it. I think it is wordy, but it's kind of because I'm not used to it. I
Yeah, I
gotta
was just gonna
maybe
say
chop it
that
up a
could be
little.
why. That could be why too. I
process it.
haven't looked at this enough yet to really go by that. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I
you
thought
make it your own.
transitioning off of that, I thought that was the best part about it. When you went right into the market part, because I know obviously the transitioning statements are obviously an important part, and I thought you transitioned really well, and it sounded like you were enjoying talking about how the current market is when it comes to property value and how you're selling homes with multiple above market offers. So I thought that was good. You could tell that you were selling yourself on that part.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you for letting me read your script
for
and then
having it right in
complimenting
front of me.
me.
Yeah, for having it right in front of me, I was like, okay, I like that part. That sounded good. And what? And then
Yeah.
I was hoping that you were going to ask, because I know that it's a question that me and Paul like to ask was, so if you were like if you did have any plans for if the property sold, were you thinking about staying local or making a big move out of it, maybe upsize or even downsize?
Oh,
Well, you did ask
yeah,
that though.
that's it.
You did ask that though. You
Yeah.
probably didn't realize if you said it or not. And Paul kind of, I feel like he was kind of leading you to it a little bit when you said, "Yeah, I was thinking about downsizing. My kitchen's so massive," or whatever the hell it was that he said. But yeah, so I feel like that because those questions can always lead to, the buying side of things, where like always when like we do role plays, Paul always goes, "Well, hold your horses there, partner. Where am I gonna go?" So like. Usually when you ask those questions, that's what I like to do, because sometimes it even builds even more credibility, So if you can get them to talk about the buying side, that also kind of takes attention away from, like, you're not just trying to get the appointment, right? You're actually trying to help them out.
Yeah.
Like you're actually trying to help them out and get to the actual, buying side of things. Like, oh, okay, so you're looking
I
to
agree.
downsize.
Yeah.
I see you have
When
like
I first started training here, that's
Yeah.
what I was taught. Exactly what you said.
Yeah,
Say it again. I'm
because-
sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh no, it was just like, if you're, if they when Paul said he was trying to downsize, you could always take it one step further and be like, oh, okay, so I know you got a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom. Were you thinking about maybe just like a 2-bedroom and a 1-bathroom? And then they'll just unload on what they're looking to buy next. And then you can always say, well, when we do meet, I don't only specialize in just the selling side, but I also specialize in the buying side as well. Because I don't know if you know this, but when working with a buyer's agent, we have access to a pool of inventory that isn't even necessarily on the market yet. So I could always, so when we sit down and do discuss the actual listing opportunity, we could always discuss what your future home, your next home could look like as well. And that just builds even more credibility on both sides, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because then, I mean, it just kind of, it's more so the thing, like showing that you actually care, not just about booking an appointment and, get an appointment off the call. You're kind of trying to help them out on both sides of it, which, I mean, unless they're going to Myrtle Beach like Paul, you don't have a network that large to talk to agents in Myrtle Beach, then I guess it's a different story. But
We are pretty well connected with Myrtle Beach, though. There's like a flow of people like coming back and forth.
yeah, I don't know. I have no idea.
Florida.
So that's something you see. That's something that you would know.
Yeah, but I think Isaiah's still kind of connected. I know not everybody is, but people are.
It's something that I
It's like
too.
being on. Yeah. So
I thought you got better on
when we
your.
do meet, we could actually talk about next time as well.
Yeah, there you go. And on your clothes, I remember when we first started doing these trainings, you were always like, what time works best for you for me to come over? And you didn't really give a time. And then when Paul said, what did you say, would 4 or 5 work? You were like, you took control back. You're like, I can do 4:30 or 5:30. Yep. I was like, yeah. All right. All right, nice.
This is great. Yeah, thanks.
So those are just some good feedback.
Hi, Nicole. Hi, Jennifer. Cool.
But yeah, Paul, you were the homeowner. You
To
got
say
any?
hi to the
Hello.
crew here.
Yeah, I mean,
Hi.
I mean, I know you've got experience doing this as an agent, ISA, and everything, but to just pick up a script that quick is pretty impressive. I also like the fact that you weren't rattled by the fact that I just said, hey, there's I was just hoping for a number off the screen, because a lot of people that are just that's like the biggest thing that people get when they deal with Z buyers. It's like they're expecting a number, or they didn't put it in there. They don't remember doing it. Even if they did it 2 days ago, they're like, oh yeah, I don't really remember doing that. But you didn't get rattled by it. And I guess that's all that matters at the end of the day. And then you just kept going with what needed to be done.
Cool. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Yep, I agree with everything Paul just said. Took the words right out of my mouth. All right, so we went over a little bit of expired, and we went over a little bit of Z buyer. I know we only got a couple more minutes left here. I mean, is there anything else that you guys want to go over? Anything that you're coming across, Vanessa, at all, or anything like that when you're making calls?
Um, do you guys work with a lot of FISBOs? Do you call on those for any
we
of the
we
clients?
used to all the time, but now that we have, now that all the agents have, whether it's a combination of Red X and FISBO and expireds coming in, I mean, we come across them from time to time, but not as much as we used to. Like we used to obviously, like manually go on Zillow and just crush it, but we don't really do that anymore because obviously the main feature is we're focusing on the agents' databases and whatnot. So if they don't have them in their database, we don't really like to go off the beaten path because that's the whole point,
Yeah.
right? Is to work their database, which I completely understand.
Do
So
they have a lot of expires in theirs? Is that what you're coming
we're
across? Or?
I've been seeing a lot more expireds. I don't know about you guys, but that's kind of why I played that call earlier because we are starting to see a decent amount of expireds come back. Like this one was expired in October, and I mean I'm seeing a lot from like
Wow.
I'm seeing a lot from like the fall season now.
The expireds, what I've noticed lately about the expireds now is they're starting to become more, those are the ones that are more now nurture than anything else, because now we get expires now and it's like, if you get one, it's like, hey, I changed my plans a little bit. I would want to revisit it and in the future, but not right now, or I want to wait till this. And you throw in, of course, your hell, you don't know when the bubble's going to burst or whatever, but it's one of those things now where they've changed a plan. So now you do have to just nurture and say, hey, listen, this is what's going on. Have you given any more thought? It's becoming a process of definitely more of a follow-up process with the expireds more than anything else now.
Yeah, and that's what I'm starting to notice as well. Because in that the one call was almost as if the guy literally just came out and said the timing of when he put it up, he didn't get any good offers, or he just wasn't getting that much traffic. So also in a situation like that, you can almost flip it and build up, trying to sell sooner rather than later with the upcoming, spring market coming up, which is usually the hottest time of the season, right? So I mean, being able to get your home prepared again to sell sooner rather than later and avoid all that upcoming competition that's coming in the spring market. I mean, it could only boost your value of your home even that much more when there's all more competition, as opposed to 4 months from now when everybody sells, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's
And I mean,
right, Mike. It's good.
if they want to sell, they didn't get enough action or enough traffic from when they did sell, why not flip it and say, there's going to be even more competition now when you decide to sell it. So, but
Yeah.
that usually
And
entices them a little bit.
Yeah. People really start looking like after the Super Bowl. Like they already started looking now, but like they really start like, oh, I better hurry up,
Is that like a known thing? I didn't know that specifically, but is that like a known thing?
You know who told me that? I don't know if you ever heard of Ann Edwards, but she was like Realtor of the Year for the Buffalo Association out here.
I sent her a couple before. She's on our platform.
Nice. So Anne, she knows her. She's been in she's been in real estate for like 40 years or something, like a really long time. And she said like that's what it is after Super Bowl, and then it plateaus in like I want to say May, and then it starts to go down just a little bit, and it goes back up, and then she knows the cycle, and even though it's going back down, it's like in March and May it's almost the same, or March and June, like it's almost the same, because even though it's like at the height, it's done. Like it's still on its way down, but it's not at the bottom.
And I mean, especially around here with all the snow falling and whatnot, people are just more intrigued to sell. Right? I remember the agent that used to be here, Christina. She would carry a snow shovel in her car just for that reason, so she could get up people's driveways, in that season. So,
oh yeah,
that's just how it is. But yeah, I'll have to take notes of that and see if the numbers actually blow up after the Super Bowl. That's interesting. I didn't know that. I mean, it makes sense though. Yeah, so I mean, that's kind of just So I've been on the lookout for more expireds as well, which is interesting because I love calling expireds. I love talking to them because
Do you?
yeah, I love talking because if they have a terrible time with their past agent, which I was saying earlier to Paul, that's like 90% of the conversations I feel like is they just had a terrible time with their past agent, and if you can build up, that's where the UVPs come into play, right? Especially building up yourself.
Yeah.
If you can, that's what I love using UVPs is not expired. It's just like, oh, this person, didn't bring you a buy or whatever. Well, we offer a for sale by owner 30-day program where, it's the best of both worlds. You can sell on your own, but if you bring me a buyer, then you don't owe me anything as I'm marketing your property, right? But if I sell the home before you bring me a buyer, obviously you owe me something. You know what I mean? Like something along that talk track. Just certain programs like that, or they locked you into a long-term contract. Well, we offer an easy exit listing where you can exit the contract at any time.
Okay. You got any more? I like I'm always looking for good UVPs.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really a UVP, but I mean, I like the one where I know Paul likes this one too, where it's obviously when you're selling a home, right, there's three things that come into play: price point, marketing, and location. You can't just pick up the home and move it. And obviously you don't want to drop the value of the home to bring in more buyers. That just defeats the purpose, right? So it obviously comes down to marketing and the way that Vanessa market homes, and she actually built her career on getting homes sold that weren't able to get sold the first time around. So that's like such a powerful line where you say that you built your career on getting homes sold that weren't able to sell the first time around. People are like, oh, well then, all right then.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I like that one a lot for expireds. Oh yeah, they just threw a sign in the yard. Oh yeah, typical, right? Well, I think we ran a little bit over here, guys, but that was I thought for the amount of people in here, I thought that was pretty good. I mean,
yeah,
it's always good to.
Thank you. Yeah.
It's always good to freshen up on that stuff, right?
Always.
All right. Well, Jonathan, it was a pleasure meeting you earlier, man. I hope you got some good stuff out of this. I know I did. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. I think we got it on Tuesday as well. Tuesday at the same time. But yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, hopefully we'll see you guys on Tuesday.
Take it easy, guys.
You guys have a good weekend.
You too. Bye.